Hi everyone, welcome to your vocabulary review. So every week we like to go over some of the words we've learned either last week or in weeks past, just to make sure that we remember what they are and what they mean so that we can continue to use them with our juicy vocabulary words. All right, I'm going to go over the ones that we're going to review this morning. So our first word is drowsy. Remember, that means that you're sleepy. The second word is generous. That means you're happy to share or give to others. The next word is gooey, right? And gooey means squishy or sticky. Then we have passenger. And passenger means you are riding somewhere in a vehicle. And then lastly, we have tangled. Tangled is when it's twisted together in a messy way. All right, so today we're going to work on acting out the words, okay? And you are going to be my little actor at home, okay? So I will do the first one, and then I want you to do the rest. And I'll go one by one and give you time and examples to get started, okay? The first one is drowsy. I want you to watch how I act out drowsy. Are you ready? Oh, gosh. I'm so tired. I could just go to sleep right now. All right. So what did I do to act out the word drowsy? Tell your partner. So say, when Mrs. Bates acted drowsy, she... All right, so did you talk about how I yawned and how I stretched and how I said the words, I'm so tired, and how I wanted to take a nap? All right, so being able to act out the word shows that you really understand what it means. So now it's your turn. I want you and your partner to take turns acting out the words, and you will talk about what the other person did. The person who's not acting out will talk about what you did to show the word, what the word means, okay? So I want you to act out the word generous. And just like I did, it doesn't just have to be gestures. You can also talk, just don't use the word. All right, act out generous to your partner, and then they will tell you, when you acted out generous, you did this. All right, go ahead and pause me so you can do that right now. Good. All right, now you're gonna switch roles. The other person is going to act out gooey. I want you to act out coming in contact with something gooey. And then the other person will say, when you acted out gooey, you did X, Y, Z. All right, go ahead and do that right now. Great. I really wish I could see these. All right, now switch again. The other person is going to act out being a passenger, and the person who's not acting out is going to tell them, when you were a passenger, you did these things. All right, go ahead. All right, last switch, last word. I want you to act out tangled. Show what tangled would mean, and then the other person will tell you what you did to act out tangled. Go ahead. Great. I'm so proud of you. You remembered what all those words meant, and you could use them in your acting out scene to show that you know what they mean. All right, we are about to learn 2 new words. Hi everyone, we are ready to learn 2 new words from our book, Whistle for Willie by Ezra Jack Keats. Remember, in this story, Peter is trying to learn how to whistle so that he can surprise his dog, Willie. All right, we're gonna start on this area, this page right here, and I'm gonna read a little bit for you. It says, Peter tried and tried to whistle, but he couldn't. So instead, he began to turn himself around. Around and around he whirled, faster and faster. When he stopped, everything turned down and up and up and down and around, right? So in this part of the story, Peter was getting tired of trying to learn how to whistle because it wasn't working out for him. So instead, he decided to spin around until he got dizzy. And that is the word whirl. I don't know if you heard me say it, whirled. Not the world like the earth, but he whirled around. And it just means to spin around fast, okay? Let's take a look at our picture card. Ooh, that's a pinwheel. Have you ever played with one of those? If you blow them or the wind catches them, they whirl around really quick, right? And this is our word, whirl. It starts with our WH that we're learning in our phonograms this week. What a coincidence. So this is our word, whirl. And when we do the gesture, we're just gonna spin our finger around. Can you try that? Whirl means to spin around fast. All right, so I talked briefly about how my boys like to whirl around at home and get dizzy and fall down and hurt themselves, and it drives me crazy. But when I was little, I very vividly remember being in the front yard, and there's something about being a kid and liking to spin around and that dizzy feeling you get. So I want to know, when have you whirled or spun around, and how did it make you feel? Go ahead and tell somebody at home about a time that you whirled around. When you say it, say, I whirled when and then when I whirled, I felt. Hopefully you didn't get hurt when you were whirling around and got dizzy. All right, when you get older, the more you get dizzy, the more it makes you kind of sick to your stomach. I guess that's why it's hard for me to understand anymore. All right, we're gonna play whirling or not whirling. So we're gonna take our word whirl and we're gonna add that ing to the end. And I'm gonna describe a situation and you're gonna tell me if it's whirling or not whirling, okay? All right, think about this one. A ballet dancer spinning around and around very fast. Is the dancer whirling or not whirling? So you say the dancer is whirling because, or the dancer isn't whirling because. Go ahead and talk about it right now. All right, are you done? Hopefully you said, I think the dancer is whirling because it said that she was spinning around and around, and that's what whirl means, to spin around fast. All right, here's another one. People riding in a merry-go-round. So a merry-go-round, if you don't know, is a circular, it's kind of like a ride. Sometimes they're at parks. They've got handlebars all the way around the circle, and people stand on it, and then someone grabs one of the bars and they run around so it spins really fast. All right, so people riding on a merry-go-round, are they whirling or not whirling? So go ahead and tell your partner and use whirling when you say that you think they are or they're not. All right, hopefully you said a merry-go-round is whirling because I told you that they spin around really fast when they're on there. All right, here's another one. Is this whirling or not whirling? A child going down a slide. So tell your partner if you think it is whirling or not whirling and why. All right, so going down a slide could go fast, but it's not spinning, is it? So that was not whirling. All right, next one. The wheels on a bicycle as it races down the street. Think about that one. The wheels on the bicycle as it spins down the street. Or it races down the street, sorry. Is that whirling or not whirling? It is whirling because it's spinning around, right? Not the person on the bike or the bike, but they're talking about the wheels. All right, so what's the word that we're learning that means to spin around fast? Do the gesture with me. Whirl. Good. All right, let's learn another word. It comes from this part of the book. Peter scrambled under the carton. He blew and blew and blew. Suddenly, out came a real whistle. So in this part of the story, Peter wanted to get underneath the carton really quickly so that Willie didn't see him. So he scrambled under there. Scrambled is the next word we're going to learn. So scrambled just means to move quickly because you're in a hurry. Now you may have heard of scrambled eggs before, right? Because you take the eggs and you scramble them around, move the fork really quickly to make them scrambled. All right. Let's take a look at our card for scrambled. All right. So in this picture, she's got a look on her face like, oh no, the bus is outside and I'm late. I'm gonna miss it. I don't want to miss the bus. So she's scrambling to put on her jacket and get her stuff and get out the door. So when we do scramble, our gesture to move quickly, we're just gonna put our sweater on. Scrambled. You try it. Scrambled. Good. So let's talk about, oops, went one too many pages. So I want to talk to you about a time that I scrambled. And let me tell you, I've scrambled plenty when you've got 2 little kids at home and everyone's trying to get ready for school. So sometimes it's hard for Mrs. Bates to get up in the morning. And I do a lot in the morning. I get up and I work out, and then I have to take a shower, then I have to get lunches ready and get the boys ready, blah, 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 blah. I get up really early. But sometimes when that alarm goes off at 4:30, I do not want to get up. So I finally do get up, and then I start doing my things, and then I run out of time. And then I have to scramble to get out of the door on time, to get to work on time, and get the boys to school on time. So I want to know, have you ever scrambled or hurried to do something? Tell your partner about a time that you scrambled. So say, I scrambled when. All right, so what's the new word that we learned that means to move quickly because you're in a hurry? Let's do the gesture while we say it. Scrambled. And the word that we learned that means to spin around fast? Whirl. All right, come back tomorrow for 2 new words. Bye, guys.